And we're stuck with that word for that thing.
Come on, Bill, they're the new kids. Don't pick on
I'm
them.
not going to
They're
talk
so
about politics
good.
too long because it's so depressing when people involved are depressing. And you know what you think anyway. You don't need to.
When does mediocrity invade?
You know where you are.
Comedians talk. A lot. And maybe because it's such a big part of what they do, so many of them have written into their act reflections on the use of language and the impact of the way we communicate.
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
That's George Carlin talking about the 7 words you can never see on television. And here he is again contemplating the use of
soft language, that language that takes the life out of life.
This has been previously discussed by the likes of George Orwell when he pondered on the use of codified and complicated language, big words, long sentences, to strip away the meaning of the events and actions they describe. But the opposite also happens when violent imagery becomes conventional, losing the connection to its real meaning.
We have a kind of shirt that we affectionately nickname after beating the shit out of your helpless captive wife.
Other comedians, instead of reflecting on language, they try to break it down. Someone like Stuart Lee, instead of simply talking about the power of language, creates momentum in a way that at times, in his act, all he needs to do to convey his message or deliver his punchlines is to bang on a microphone stand or to scratch a piece of paper.
It's there through the...
Louis C.K. does something very similar in his FX series. One of the show's main themes is miscommunication.
What? Sorry?
I mean the lack of clear or adequate communication.
I still don't know.
Miscommunication.
It's just a noise, I'm sorry,
He creates set pieces where characters are unable to communicate.
Hi, I'm here to see Jack Doll.
It's Doll.
Doll.
It's Doll. You need to communicate.
This happens again and again in Louis, with instances of him losing out either because he misunderstands or is misunderstood. And that might become a little frustrating. In his show, he seems to be pointing to alternatives. When he's unwilling to communicate, he lets his body movement and face do the work for him. Let's look at this scene. Louis is in a diner with his girlfriend, but something's up.
Started to shit with me again.
Shit, really?
Oh, God. If she was just stupid, I'd like her, but she's faking it to make me sweat.
She just quit that job.
Whether he's realized it or not, he's unhappy with his relationship.
So you should just say the words and we'll move on.
While words seem unable to catch up to what he's feeling, his face betrays him, or, depending on how you read this, helps him. The character played by Gabby Hoffman is using words to decode Louis.
Okay, what is up?
While he is using what is possibly the most basic and instinctual form of language.
Look, you're doing your mouthy things. You're trying not to say something.
A recent study by Alex Martinez discovered there are facial expressions which translate throughout all cultures, such as the nod face, the one humans make while met by negative feelings. That face, a furrowed brow, pressed lips, and raised chin, those faces.
You're gonna make me break up with myself.
And he does. I found this interaction interesting because it works outside the realm of what language traditionally is, a set of conventions, basically a code. This is a dove, rather a representation of a dove. If you prefer to mispronounce French words, you could call it a palombe. 2 different words or signifiers to refer to the same concept or signify. A complicated connection which can create misreadings. I can choose to lie and call it a gorilla, or a truck can pass by when I say the word. Or pode simplesmente não estar familiarizado com o código que estou a utilizar. And when someone misunderstands these conventions, bad things might happen.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
An even better example of an alternative way to communicate was a relationship which featured a Hungarian character who spoke no English.
No English, no.
But had no problem communicating.
So, my cock is 7 feet long and it stinks.
Nagyon hülye vagy. Kicsit se vagy vicces.
by way of gestures, tone, physical contact, and even music. Louis C.K. develops what for me was the most meaningful relationship of the series, and one of the most meaningful moments altogether. Another one was his trip to China, where through mimicking, he might not have gotten to his original destiny,
Yangtze River,
but maybe to a better one, or something like that. What Louis might be getting at is that instead of constantly talking or yelling, we should be focusing on the most universal forms of communicating.
Ой, курбанцу, курбанцу.